So, I'm right now at the airport. Um, got my drink over here. Nice iced hot chocolate or iced chocolate. But today, all day, I've been thinking about something that I feel like I really need to talk about. And I think that it's the fact that the idea of perfection, is actually horrible. And actually, imperfection is so human, and it's a human trait of who we are. It came about because I was basically listening to Jimi Hendrix, right? I was listening to, I think, Hey Joe, um, and then after I was listening to Hey Joe, I listened to The Doors. But what came about was the fact that when he was singing, there was this constant kind of like you could hear him going away from the mic and ad libbing and doing all of these like extra things that I feel like if I were to record a song today, then all of those little bits will be chopped off and they'll try to make it as clean as possible, as smooth as like transitionatory, whatever, like as possible. So for me, I feel like that loses its quality. Why does it lose its quality? Because that's where the life is. That's where the magic is, right? If you if every time that you record a song and you make a song, you kind of like a you like chop in between and kind of like, here, do this 3 second moment, do this 2 second moment, do this 5 second moment. It doesn't work the same. When I was in a band and we were playing music together, we tried recording multiple times, like, just let's do the drum section, now let's do the guitar section, now let's do the vocals, now let's do the backing vocals. And it was good. Like, I'm not saying that it was horrible, but it wasn't the same as when we played together as a band and we recorded as a band. Like, that was the when like
Dublin, flight number 341, now boarding
drink
at
break.
gate 15.
And that was where the nuggets, the golden nuggets, happened. So I feel like it's the same when it comes to living our lives, right? I'll give you an example. When you work at a coffee shop, right? Let's say there's syrups here on the side, and let's say there's the coffee powder and all of these things on the other side, right? Of course, there's this constant wanting to just like, look, if I'm helping you make the coffees or whatever, I want to be close to the syrup so I can, like, get this shot of syrup in, and all of these just little things that I would like to do so that it just makes everything perfect, right? But by making it perfect, all of those, like, I'll give you an example. When somebody's making coffee and they're like, here, pass me the cup so I can do it. So then they do it for you and pass you back the cup. It's these little moments that maybe, they might seem like they're insignificant, but when you polish it after, when you make it perfect, then you lose that quality. You lose that moment of life. That's the only way that I can, like. That's the only thing that I can really call it. I can give it a name. Drink break. It's just so good. Anyway, um, and I think that when I listen to music from back in the 70s and 60s, I see that there was so much rawness, humility, like truthfulness in the music, and there was a reason for it, because there was a sort of like a, a, a sentiment that was needed to be expressed, something that needed to come out there. And most of all, like, how they talk about the blues, right? And how the blues make you feel alive, how the blues enters your blood and like makes you want to dance, makes you want to groove, want to, you know, get jiggy with it. But nowadays, because pop music has become so um, manufactured, so mechanical, that the producers, the mixing, and the mastering, and all of these things have become so like that everything needs to be up. You said this thing there. We need to cut it out. There are too many P's and booze, and you weren't close enough to the mic. You missed your cue at the exact time when you were supposed to, and you don't have that anymore. Like, you don't have what there used to be, and I think that translates very much into life. I think it was Christopher Waltz that the actor from Django Unchained and Inglourious Basterds. I'm an amazing actor, but he said, "How can you know the extra? Sorry. How can you know the extraordinary when you know the ordinary?" I think that's what it was. Bear with me a second, because I think it was something like that. How can you know the extraordinary? Christoph Waltz. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Sorry, people watching. Yeah, you can't always do the extraordinary. In between, you have to do the ordinary, because if you didn't, what would constitute the extraordinary? Which is true. Like, if it was always perfect at all times, then what would life be like? We need to have these challenges, the same in like stories and films and books and shows and all of these things. You need to have some sort of conflict. Conflict drives along the story, and we're living in a story. We're characters in the story, in our own story. So we need to have some sort of conflict, some sort of something that will move us along, will make us grow, will make us learn, will make us develop and evolve. Because if we just came out as like level 100, full stats, full build, full costumes, full everything, what's the point then? What is the point? So we need to learn to have all of these things, to not have all of those things, in order to then understand how to enjoy it. And it's the same with imperfection and perfection. Imperfection, I'd rather imperfection than perfection. 10 times out of 10 times. Because that's where the real you appears. When you make mistakes, when it's not perfect. I don't know if I'm going too much on a tangent, but to me it feels so important to express this, because I just, there's almost no music nowadays that I can listen to. I can name maybe like 3 bands that I can listen to right now that I'm like, yeah, I like them. It's John Andrews and the Yawns, Cutworms, and I'm trying to think of bands, but there I don't think there are any like bands. I think maybe there are some like artists. Like, I love Kendrick Lamar, for example. But like, for example, these are the artists that I can name properly, that give me still this rawness that I'm looking for, this imperfection in their music, in their singing style, in the way that they do music. That is exactly how music should be. It shouldn't be perfect. Nothing should be perfect, especially in art. There's no such thing as perfect. If something is perfect, then it's not good. It's just not good. Like, I could be sitting down and editing a film for 10 years so I can make it perfect. But to me, it might seem perfect, but to you it might not. That's a whole other topic, but yeah. I think apart from that, I am about to fly to Romania. I'm about to go see my family. I'm about to go to a funeral as well. Fun times. But just there's a lot of puzzle pieces in life that are coming together that if you put the right glasses on, you can see. You can really, pay attention to it. It's just about really being aware. because life will present you with all of these facts, all of these reasons, and it's just up to you to look at it and see it. So whether you can see it, whether you can listen to hear. Apart from that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I got a beautiful message from this person, and I don't know who he is, or she, or they, but it was in the comments, and it made me very, very happy. So if anybody wants to comment and make my day, please I'll be more than happy for you to do that. Apart from that, I'll see you. I love you. Sending kisses, sending love. And yeah.